What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be changing out the window regulator in our 2015 Chrysler Town & Country. We were driving along and the window just fell down out of nowhere, and what happened is these cables broke or separated from the frame and the window just fell down. So I'm going to show you how to do that. If this video helps you out, be sure to subscribe. Tools you're going to need: a flathead screwdriver, panel removal tool, T27 Torx bit, T25 Torx bit, and a T15 Torx bit. First thing we're going to do is pop the control buttons up from the back here. Then we're going to disconnect this plug. And behind the handle here is a plastic cover. We're going to pop that out. Behind the handle is a T15 Torx screw. So we're going to remove that. Remove the T15 from down in the handle. Then we're going to pop this panel off here. And just pull it back towards you. There's a pin here at the top and another one at the bottom. Next, we're going to take our panel removal tool and go around the outside of the door. You want to get it as close to the clips that go into the door as you can. Slide it down, you'll feel it. And here's a look at the clips and where they are. And it is difficult. Feels a little bit like it's going to break. Then you can reach your hand underneath and you want to pull on it. When you start getting close to where it goes into the door, and now it's ready to just lift up. Kind of push it in and lift it up. All right, and while you're holding the door panel, you're going to have to reach around and disconnect this here where it clips in to the door handle. And we're going to do that with some needle nose. We're just going to squeeze these two tabs here and rock it back, push it back through, and then swing it out and lift that up and out of the handle. And now that's disconnected. Next, we're going to disconnect the slider door button. There's a tab on the other side of this green connector. Just squeeze it and then pull it down. Then we're going to have to remove the plug that goes to the light. There's a tab on this side of it, so just squeeze it and pull, and the door panel's free from the vehicle. Now we're going to pop out this access plug so we can get in there and work. This is yellow, maybe an airbag sensor. Make sure the ignition's off. Be careful with that. T27. T25. Reach down in there and grab under the glass, lift it up. We're going to lift the glass up so we can get to the clips through the speaker hole and the access plug from the other side of the door. And you want to push the tangs through the glass toward the outside of the vehicle. Be careful not to break the glass. secure it with some tape. Now we're going to take a T27 and remove these three. I'm going to unplug this wiring harness. Take a flathead, slide it under there, push that tab up, and pull it out. Next, you're going to take a pair of pliers or a flathead screwdriver, or maybe even your hand, and you're going to go in through here, and you're going to pull that plastic clip off. Just like that, and it swings up, and that comes right out. And you also need to get this white one here. You're just going to pull it toward you, and it swings out. Just like that. Next, we're going to remove these 11 10mm bolts that hold this door card in, and then the whole thing's going to come right out. Gonna have to remove this wiring harness. Just enough to give you a little bit more slack. And then you can pull this out far enough to remove. If this piece comes loose, it just slides back onto these tabs here, and it locks down. Like that. Not a big deal. Clean out any broken plastic, or you'll have a rattly door. I'm going to take the T27 and remove the 4 bolts to get the regulator off. No count 9, because that's how the new one's going to go on. We're just going to pry this back side of the motor out. And push it out with a Phillips screwdriver. Now we're keeping this. Check the gear, make sure it's not stripped out. It's going to go in like this. Going to line that tab up there, and that tab down there. Something's sticking through here. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Slide the motor housing into the holes. Screw it back in. I'm going to go ahead and pop the motor back in. Wiggle it till it engages. Take the T27 screws and screw them back in. Get them all started before you tighten them all the way down. Put the regulator cable back into that clip. Flip both of these rods up. Guide that in first. Slide it down. Make sure the wiring doesn't get caught behind the door card. Put the tops of the regulator inside the door. Line up the holes. Put those 11-10 millimeters back. Get them all started before you tighten them all the way. Plug all your connectors back in. These two are for the switches. This one's for the light. This one's for the speaker. Make sure it's in this little slit here. And put these 3 screws back here in the latch. Get them all started before you tighten them down. I'm going to go back through this access hole and put these 2 rods into their handle and then clip them down. Like so. You need to do the one back there as well. You're going to want to slide the glass on top of the clips and then push down pretty firmly till it snaps into place. Use a T25, put the speaker back in. Make sure the wire's not getting pinched. Pick the door panel up. Slide this clip through here. Plug the light back in. Make sure these come through the opening for the buttons. Line up the lever, the lock unlock lever. Get this edge of the door panel into that lip. Push down. Once it's in place, you're gonna pop the clips back in. Put the screw back in there. Put the cover back on. Plug your buttons back in. Probably should have done this before you put the door panel on, but you can get it from here. Plug this button back in. Pop it in. Plug this button in. And pop it in. Front goes in, back goes down. Oop. Pop this cover back on. And test it out. Up. Down. That's it. High five, you did it. Thanks for watching.